Hey everyone, hi, it's Carrie. Listen, today we're talking about the second prompt in this 5-day Feng Shui reboot. We're talking about front entrances, really about the approach to your house, the front of your house, how that vital life energy gets to you. So, according to Feng Shui, the energy comes to you through your front door. So that's the main way it comes in. Hi Ursula, how are you? Thanks for joining in. The energy comes to you from that front doorway. So if you are, you want to make sure that your front door is accessible and usable and noticeable and reachable. Regardless of whether or not that's the main door that you use or not. I know a lot of people use side doors now or enter through the garage and come in. The front door is still a door that should be used and appreciated as often as possible. This is all about how your home is seen by passersby. It's about your first impression and how easy it is for the chi, which could be people bringing good omens, or it could be deliveries, it could be opportunity, how all of that energy is able to get to you in the most positive way. So think about what energetic message your home, the front of your house, is sending out to the universe. And you want to make sure it's an attractive message. You want it to call energy and chi and unexpected positive influence into you at all times. So you want to also make sure that that energy, the way that that energy is coming to you through a really positive channel. So, you want it to be easy and light and free and uplifting for that chi to flow through to you, to get into the house where you and your family are all residing, because you want that energy to come to each one of the occupants and be able to vitalize each of you and give you that vital life energy that you need. And when that energy is able to get into the house and flow through the house in a positive way, nourishing everybody inside and nourishing all the areas of the house, your home will literally feel 100% better. Your day will flow better. You're going to feel better overall. It's just allowing that energy to flow. If that energy is stuck or impeded, or maybe has to pass through some negative areas first before it gets to you, then you're probably going to feel depleted, maybe stressed or anxious. You might feel like you're banging up against a wall a lot of times, not really feeling like things are easy for you. So that's really so important. So think about how the energy is flowing towards you and how to adjust you. The door in your house is under the main bathroom. Yeah, so in traditional Feng Shui, that can be a challenge, and there are things that you want to do to adjust for that. It's not considered the best energy to be underneath the bathroom, because all of that negative energy is being carried away down the bathroom and over the front door. But you can certainly counteract that with lots of positives. So, and I just want to talk about how different everybody's home is. I give lots of general Feng Shui tips about front doors. You can find past videos where I've talked about front doors. You can find information in my book about how to generally liven up your front door. But every home I've ever been into, there's a different scenario all the time, and it's always a little bit of a custom plan that I make for each person. And just thinking about my last two homes, we moved a year ago. Previous to this, we lived in a house that was on a cul-de-sac or a circle, and we had a really long driveway from the circle down to our house. We were very set back in the woods. It was really difficult to even know that there was a house back there sometimes, especially at night. So, there were specific cures that we put in place to rectify that specific condition of the front entrance, to make sure that even though we were hidden, you knew there was something back there, and there was a way to feel confident about driving down the driveway and finding our front door and approaching us. Now we live right on the corner of a road. You know, there's actually two roads that intersect, and we're right on the corner. We're very visible, very open, and it's a different kind of shift in the energy that we are making. First, we want to make sure that the cars that drive by aren't pulling our vital energy away from us. So if you think about standing on the side of a road when a big truck goes by, and you kind of feel like it actually pulls you over as it drives by, that's actually pulling your vital chi with it. And so, in this current home, we do a lot of things to make sure that we're shoring up the energy and keeping it in, instead of letting it be pulled away by the cars that are driving by. In past houses that I've lived in, one house that we lived in was actually below the road level. So the road was up here, and you had to drive down the driveway to get into the house, and you didn't even know really that the house was there. And so this is really important. First of all, you want to be able to be found in an emergency situation. When we actually lived in that house, I was there alone. I was probably a tween or a teenager at that time. My grandmother lived with us, and I was home alone with my grandmother, and she had a medical emergency, and we had to call 911. And the thing is that we had to go upstairs or up the driveway and wave in the emergency truck so that they knew where we were and how to find us. You want to be able to be found in an emergency, of course, right? So that you are not wasting precious minutes to get the help that you need. That's one reason why it's so important to have this, your front door visible and to be easy to find. But also, what if it's the publisher's clearinghouse truck driving by, and they've got a check with your name on it, and they can't find you? They can't find your address, right? Do they bump and move to the next person because they couldn't locate you? That's an extreme situation, but it really is possible for that to happen. And energetically, you gotta think of it on energetic terms. It's all about the energy being able to find you, because that energy is synonymous with relationships and money and health. So, if that opportunity, if general energy can't find its way to you, it's going to be really hard for all those other opportunities to find its way to you. Hi, Charlene, how are you? Hi, Kate, thanks for joining in. So, this stuff is so important, and it's all different for every single home that I've ever been in. There's definitely general information out there about your front door, but every situation is different, and that's why I really work with people on an individualized basis about what to do in their specific situation to make sure that they are calling in that energy to their homes, and make sure that it's getting in and revitalizing all of the areas of the house. I just lost the thought that I was going to have on that. But it's very different for every person, and so I want you to think about that. I want you to take a look at your front door and make sure that it's welcoming to you and that it's inviting to you. There's a house that I drive by all the time in our neighborhood that has, I'm always trying to peer in to see if I can see, but they have these huge, huge hedges right in front of their house that kind of create a boundary in front of the house. Very clearly, energetically, that's saying, I don't want to be seen. I don't want you to come in here. So you got to think about what that message is that you're sending out by how your front door is. Think about, somebody commented earlier on the post, on the prompt, on the original prompt, that they had some bicycles in the front entranceway. And so they, I'm assuming that probably when they come in, they kind of have to shimmy, in to get into their house. Right away, already, it's kind of a struggle to get into your home, right? So, and then somebody else commented that they were greeted by these beautiful geraniums that were potted and put outside of their entryway. Really uplifting energy. So see the difference between those two scenarios. One is tight and kind of frustrating and a bit of a struggle to get into the house. The other one is really uplifting and inviting. And as you walk into your home, your own personal energy is uplifted and energized. Somebody else also asked about apartments, and if you're living in an apartment building, there may not be much you can do about the front entrance to the apartment building. It's great if you can have some influence over, having them dress it up and make it noticeable and easy to find with signage, so they can find, the right apartment building and the right door to enter. But there's almost always plenty that you can do with your own front apartment door. So that's the area that you want to pay attention to most of the way. So Charlene says, I just repotted my plants with fresh soil. Seems like a feng shui thing to do. And you put some amethyst in. I'm going to see if I can click on this and see the rest. In the pots too. Great. And I bet you that feels really good when you walk in and see it. Our gray door is a good choice. Ursula, I would ask you what your favorite color is. And if gray doors are uplifting and make you feel really good when you approach them, then yes, absolutely. If they kind of bring you down and you kind of don't like that color, then I'd avoid that. So, I'm actually working to call in some long-term clients. In the past, I have worked with clients, kind of came in, did an assessment of the home and wrote a big long report and handed it off to people and did one checkup call. I don't do that anymore. There's several reasons for that. Number one, the list was usually pretty long, and although all of the little pieces in the list were simple and usually not too big of an undertaking, when you bulk them all in together like that, they become an instant overwhelm. So two things would happen. Either people would totally avoid the list because they just looked at it and were like, oh gosh, I have so much to do, and it would kind of stop them in their tracks. Or they would do like 20 things on the list at once. And when you're moving energy, that can create a little bit of chaos. So, I'm really happy about the way I've been working with clients recently. It is a longer process. It's a minimum of 6 weeks to work with me, but really the best work gets done when we are working on a 6-month program or an annual program, where we can really take our time focusing on each area, each goal that you have, and really enhancing it to the best possible ability, and really focusing on your particular situation, your particular home features, and how to adjust those to the best possible way, and what your specific goals are. So really that's how I work with people now, and I am opening up my calendar to call in more people. So I only have one spot left this summer. So if you are considering feng shui, having a personalized feng shui assessment of your home, please get in touch with me. I can set up a discovery call with you and talk to you about which one of those packages is best for you. So I have one opening for the rest of the summer, but I am actually also changing my pricing and updating my packages in a couple of weeks actually. So by the fall, my prices are going to change, and I would love to have you jump on board now at the current prices and get in my calendar so that we can do some work together where we are now before those prices go up. So if you're interested in personalized feng shui that is for your specific situation, your specific home, and addressing your specific goals and challenges, reach out to me. I'm going to put the link in the comments about how to connect with me and how to find out which program is best for you. Hi Laurie, how are you? Thanks for joining in. So yeah, front doors, that's the challenge today, or the prompt today. Give a good look and really think about, what you want, what impression you want to give to the chi and the energy that is, floating by your house, and how you're going to call it to you, and how you're going to make sure that it comes to you in a really high energy, uplifting, positive way. So tomorrow I'll be back. I'm going to do another video. Tomorrow's video will be later in the day, and the prompt will still be up early in the morning. So thanks so much for joining in. I look forward to chatting with you again tomorrow, and I will see you soon. Take care.